Alright, so, my name is Brandon. This is Kerbal Space Program again. I said in my last video that since that one was running a bit long, it was almost to 40 minutes, I said that I would do the return trip in another video back to Kerbin, and I was not aware that if you are in the pause menu and you hit the quick load button, you don't have normally you have to hold down the quick load button for it to load your last quick save, but if you're in the pause menu and you just tap it, it quick loads for you. And my fraps button was the same as the quick load button, and it sent me all the way back to the launch pad. So I just landed on the Mun again, and then I will show you guys, and roughly about the same, I believe this is the same crater as in the other video. So what I will show you is the return home real quick. So this should be a pretty short video. Alright, so we are gonna lift off of the Mun surface in 3, 2, 1. We'll retract our landing legs, and then we are just gonna forget about those later. So I think on the other video, oops, didn't mean to do that. Now that the ship is so light, it's so easy to maneuver. I'm gonna get about, I think in the last one I said I was gonna do 40,000, but or 30, but I think this one I'm gonna get up to about 50,000. We'll call that. That'll be a pretty. That's a good enough height for orbit around the Mun. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna burn when we're on this side and just go straight back. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to, instead of doing your orbit 90 degrees, to do 270, so that you are orbiting clockwise around the Mun, because then when you do your burnout, you'll come out this way and hit Kerbin. If you go 90 degrees, sometimes you'll come out of your orbit and then you'll continue to be pulled into the sphere of influence of the Mun. So sometimes that can make it a little tricky, but it really isn't that big of a pain to get out of the sphere of the Mun, since the gravity of the Mun is not that great. So while we wait to get up to our apoapsis, I wanted to tell you guys that I saw I watched a replay of the live stream that the squad did the other day, and they were showing off the 0.18 update, and there's some really awesome things that they're adding. They're adding a new planet, and I'll show you on the map. It's gonna be in this orbit, so in between Jewel and Duna, there's gonna be a dwarf planet. So another planet for people to try and explore. They're also adding a lot of new parts. For example, they're adding docking parts, so you'll be able to dock with other spaceships in space. There has been mods that have added docking features, but I kind of like just using the base game. I don't really like adding mods. I think it kind of takes away from what this game is about. And I don't have any problem with people using mods. It's just a personal preference of mine. I like to play the game that the developers intended it to be. And plus, you never know how mods are going to change the functionality of the game. So I keep the vanilla game. They're also adding resource parts, so you'll be able to. Now, I was kind of confused on what they meant by this, but basically you'll be able to take resources and turn them into fuel. So they're adding solar panels that you can add on to spaceships, and you'll be able to take that power from the solar panels and turn it into fuel for your ship, which will be a pretty cool feature. Especially, that'll definitely help out when you're doing interplanetary travel, so you can just take light from the sun and turn it into fuel. They're also adding this thing where you can set up maneuvers. So when you're on your flight path, which is this blue line, you'll be able to click on it and then add a maneuver, and then there'll be all these different options. So let's say you want to set up an orbit, so you will drag these different buttons around to set your orbit up, and then when you hit that maneuver, there'll be a blue spot on your nav ball, and so when you hit that maneuver that you set up and you start burning at that nav ball, you will perform the maneuver. And so one of the things that I'm really looking forward to about that feature is sometimes you get like, you'll get an orbit around a body and it's, you know, not on the equator. You're either like a polar orbit or somewhere in the middle, and I'm really bad at figuring out how to fix that so it does become a horizontal orbit. And so with these new maneuvers, it's going to be a lot easier to fix orbits that are not perfect around what you are trying to orbit around. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now they haven't said when the 0.18 update will be released. Looking at the development time between other updates, I would probably say like in the middle of December or beginning of January, they'll probably release the update, which, you know, I still haven't visited. The only planet that I've landed on is Duna. I've gotten to Jewel, but I didn't land on it, and I haven't even seen the two interplanetary or the two inner planets up close. So I still have a lot of stuff to do in this game before the next update comes out. Alright, so I'm just gonna speed this up real quick so I can get on the back side of the mun, and then we can begin our burn back home. Whoop. Alright, there we go. I think that'll be good. We'll still catch the orbit of Kerbin, as its sphere of influence is pretty big. Alright, shouldn't take much. We'll just burn out how much. I'm doing great on fuel, so that should not be a problem at all. We should hit Kerbin here in a second. There we are. And when we get into orbit, I will bring this down and we will just ride orbit back home. I think in the spirit of the SpaceX Dragon capsule that landed in the water safely, I think it was on Sunday. It's either Sunday or Saturday. I'm gonna make a water landing as well, 'cause you know, those are fun. So let's see if on the backside. Might be night when we land, but that's alright. Or I could just come around. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll come around and land in this ocean right over here. Whoa, we are flying. Alright, let's bring down that other orbit. Alright, I think I'm on. Yeah. Alright, how am I doing on fuel? Plenty of fuel left. And the nice thing too about coming back to Kerbin is once you start to hit that atmosphere, as you saw in my first video, once you get back in that atmosphere, it'll slow you down quite a bit. So let's bring this down. And we will cut our engine. Alright. So, hey, there's Minmus again, right there. That's where we'll be heading for our next mission. I figured we would take a 3-man lander to that, so, because we haven't built a spacecraft with the 3-man capsule yet. So I thought, why not do that, and we'll just make some modifications to the Zeus 1. Honestly, all we should really need to do is just change out the lander with a bigger one, and it should be good. I hope. You know what? Since we will be hitting the atmosphere, and we'll definitely land in the water, I'm gonna say bye-bye to the rest of the lander. So we just got our capsule left. I'm really looking forward to the docking feature in 0.18. It'll be really cool because then you'll be able to build space stations, and I think what they said is they're gonna add refueling options if you dock. So the nice thing about that is you could set up a spaceship around one of a planet, so and connect to it and refuel. So that'll be great for interplanetary travel as well. So I'm gonna time warp just a bit, or else we will be sitting here for a while. But also like looking at this game. I know I've said it a million times, but I just think this game looks fantastic. And they also in the 0.18 update, they are retexturing Kerbin, and they said they're using a new system to do it, which doesn't use as many resources as the current system does. So the game should run a little smoother. Not that it doesn't run smooth now. It's pretty amazing that this game's built on the Unity engine. I wasn't aware that that engine was as it's not, I wouldn't say powerful, but just as diverse as I originally thought. And so yeah, they've done some really great things with this game. So for future missions of oh no. What? It says we're gonna land on I think it's 'cause we're speeding up, maybe? I don't know. Now it says we're gonna land on land. Oh no, it's coming back. I don't know what's going on. Well, oh, I guess it's 'cause it's spinning. I'm an idiot. Oh, I wonder why our landing spot is moving. It's 'cause Kerbin's moving, you moron. It's pretty amazing all the things that they add between updates. The team at squad, the squad at squad. That's what they should be called. You know, the 0.17 update added all of the planets and the nuclear engine, and so if you buy this game now, I think it is definitely worth to buy it now, because not only are you supporting a indie developer who, they're always looking for ways to make money, but you get all the updates for free. And when all the other updates come out, it's kind of like you're getting a brand new game. Not a brand new game, but enough content to keep you happy for a good amount of time. Dang it, I think we're going to be landing on land. Oh well, that's right. I've never had a not successful landing on land. I know some people have, but we'll start to slow down here in a second once we start hitting that atmosphere. So yeah, oh, that's gorgeous. That is a really nice shot right there. So, man, we're going 3,000 meters a second, but we are hitting the atmosphere now, so that means we will start to slow down a bit. I guess we're still gaining speed. gonna make us vertical real quick. It's kind of a pain. There we go. Oh, I don't have SAS module. So we're just gonna rotate. Look how quick my speed is coming down. And here comes the... I can't wait for him to add the re-entry fire. I don't know what that is called. Please somebody in the comments tell me what it's called when the heat from re-entry, I guess, is what you might call it. But that'll be really cool. So where are we at? So we didn't land by the Space Center, but that's all right. We can just, after we land back on the ground, we can just click in flight so that Jeb is available for 3-man crew to Minmus. So let's see, where am I at? I think at about 500 meters, or a little bit before that, I'll deploy the chute. Oh, another thing in the 0.18 update is they're gonna add the ability. Whoa! Our G-force just shot up there real quick. Whew, I'm glad our parachute didn't rip off. They're adding some more things that you can do with the parachute. One of them is you can repack it after you have used it, which will be really nice if you are traveling to planets that have an atmosphere that you can use your parachute to slow yourself down. Another thing that you can do is you can cut it. You'll be able to cut the parachute after you've deployed it. So what you could do is, if another example is if you're traveling to a planet that has an atmosphere, you can use the parachute to slow yourself down enough and then cut it, and then you can use engines to finish off your landing. So, and see, I think that's Minmus right there. I've never seen Minmus from the surface of Kerbin. That's really cool. It's like seeing Venus in the night sky or Mars in the night sky or something. So let's see how close we are. Oh, here we come. All right. So, once again, another successful mission for the Kerbal States of America. I don't think we have had a bad one yet. So let's just we'll have Jeb stand next to the capsule and we will get his picture. Zoom in a bit. Hey, we're home safely. Alright, so that does it for this episode of Brandon Plays Kerbal Space Program. And the next episode, we will be going there to Minmus, the second moon that orbits Kerbin. And we will also be using a modified version of the Zeus 1 with a 3-man landing capsule. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, take care everybody. Cheers.